Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. So today, what we are cooking up is some chicken fettuccine Alfredo. What I'm going to do though is I'm also going to make the chicken parmesan crusted as well. We're going to make everything from scratch except for a few things. But we're going to do this. It's going to be fun. But of course, you know what I need? I definitely need my apron. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna just get started here, and I'm gonna move all this out of the way. Got my Parmesan cheese. I have the grated Parmesan cheese. I just got the Great Value kind because I need a lot of it. I'm making a huge batch. I make all of this for people that I work with, so I think it's awesome. I just love that I can cook and have people that will enjoy it, and they'll give me some honest critiques of if it's good, if it's not good, what they think. So far, it's been so good, and I like that. I got me some good fettuccine noodles over here. Fettuccine noodles. I'm gonna get those out. And, of course, for any Italian dish, you're gonna need some extra virgin olive oil. Yes, I know it's not the best of the best brand, but we're doing what we can do. We don't always need to spend a lot of money trying to cook. You don't need a lot of money to cook all the time. Yes, you can spend a lot of money, but we don't always have to. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the other things that you're gonna need to make this recipe is heavy whipping cream and some fresh basil. I'm gonna use that. You don't have to use that. It's really just a garnish at the end, but it will give some good flavor. I am getting the thinly sliced chicken breasts or chicken cutlets. You're definitely gonna need some butter, garlic cloves, and then shredded Parmesan cheese as well, and then of course we're gonna need some eggs. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna chop up all my ingredients that need to be chopped. I'm going to separate them out, get everything kind of prepped and ready, and then we're gonna get started. So let's go. Okay, so what I'm doing with the basil is I'm going to take off all the stems and just leave the leaves, of course. And I'm going to try to chop these up more elongated. I'm not, like I said, this is kind of just going to be a garnish. Now, of course, it will add flavor and good flavor to this dish, but I really want it to look pretty. And you'll see at the end what we're going to do. I'm kind of going to chop off the ends though right here. I'm going to set these to the side because it has more of that stem that I don't want to really go ahead and give that a rough chop there. Oh, and the fragrance. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. So fragrant. And I'm going to do a few of these because, like I said, I am making a bigger batch of this. Just take off all these leaves. I'm not really worried about the smaller leaves at all because they're just going to be harder to chop, to be honest. The same way too. And what you want to do with these is just gather them up and chop that little thing off. And you just want to bunch them together. That's really just how it is with chopping. It's just bunching it together and just practicing. I'm not the best chopper in the world, but with practice, you get a lot better. Okay, so with this, I'm doing quite a lot of garlic with Alfredo, and the way that I make it, I definitely have it very garlic heavy because I love garlic. I'm a garlic person, and it's so good for you. So there's no great way to do this, to chop garlic whenever you're doing such a large batch. It just is what it is. You just kind of go in and go for it. And I'm sure there's people out there who are professionals who will be like, Danielle, this is not it. Look, I'm no professional. If I do end up being a professional one of these days, which would be amazing, I will get better at it, and my food will still taste good no matter how I chopped it. They will never know. I love to add sun-dried tomatoes. It just has great flavor. You really can't. You can't go wrong. I'm going to do one more. Perfect. Okay. And with sun-dried tomatoes, they're super hard to cut, I think, just because they're so mushy. Again, I'm just going to line them up. I'm going to start just like dragging my knife across. They're not going to really chop up that well. Smell all these fragrances.
Okay, so now it's time to put the pasta into the water. I have put olive oil in this and some salt, and then we're going to heat up some avocado oil. And once it's really hot, we're going to put in our sun-dried tomatoes so that way it can start cooking those off. And we're going to also add in, once the sun-dried tomatoes kind of get a little bit more done, we're going to add in our garlic as well, because what I want is for all of those flavors to get out into the oil. So that way, whenever I start adding in the heavy whipping cream and the other ingredients, it can like marinate in all of those flavors in there. Okay, so now I have all of that mixed in there. I'm adding in my grated Parmesan cheese into this. I add a good helping of it because I want to get that in there. The Parmesan cheese really just adds that creaminess. I also add 1 container of the grated Parmesan because I love the texture. I love all that getting mixed in there. And you're just going to keep stirring it until it gets nice and hot and really mixes everything and gets every clump out of there. Okay, so we're now moving on to doing our Parmesan crusted chicken. So of course with these you want to tap them dry so that way the egg and the Parmesan cheese can get on there and stick on there very well. So you don't want to have, you know, wet chicken or anything like that. So pat them dry, get them as dry as you possibly can, and then we can go ahead and get started with this. For this, we're going to put in avocado oil into the pan because avocado oil can be cooked with at a higher temperature. So I'm not going to use olive oil. If I was going to revert to any other type of oil, I would use like a vegetable oil so that way we can have it at a higher temperature and it'll get our chicken exactly the way we want it. So now it's time to get ready. We're gonna dip our chicken into those eggs. We're gonna let it drain off just a little bit. We're gonna use our dry hand now to put the Parmesan cheese onto it. Remember, you have a wet hand for the egg, you have a dry hand for your flour, for your Parmesan cheese, whatever you're doing. Just make sure, keep it separated, or otherwise you're gonna have so many messy hands. It's gonna be a total mess and not fun at all. And with these chicken cutlets, I'm really only going to let them do like 2 minutes on each side, 2 to 3 minutes max, because they're very thin, so they're going to cook very, very fast. I don't want them to burn. Once they get that golden crispness on there, you're going to flip them over and make sure that they look perfect. Just send them off to the side and just let them rest. Let them rest.
Okay, so that's it for today. This was so much fun. I always love making this dish because it's honestly my favorite. I love chicken Alfredo, fettuccine chicken Alfredo. It's so good.
See you next time. Bye.